everybody. So this is probably one of the most important parts of this video you'll want to listen to, and that is, did all of this extra promotion on Facebook and Instagram and everything, did that actually get me more bookings? Did it get me more inquiries? So I've gone through and I've really kind of tracked all of the messages I've gotten directly from my website as well as Facebook. And so I mean, I also get inquiries other places. I get people that they call me, they email me directly. But for this purpose, for me to be able to quickly and easily figure out my inquiries and bookings, I'm just solely going through that group of people. And the other thing with that is that I also tracked what happened before I was doing this experiment. So this experiment started on the 13th of September, and today is the 26th of September. So I have had, since I started, and again, I've also gotten emails and phone calls. I'm purely doing Facebook messages and website inquiries through my Squarespace. It has a very easy to look up subject line. So in that period of time, I've had 4 inquiries via my Squarespace website form and 2 Facebook messages about photo sessions. So prior to that, okay, so the first inquiry on my website after doing this experiment was on the 15th. Before that, I hadn't had an inquiry through my website since August 29th. So that's like more than a 2-week gap in getting any sort of inquiry through my Squarespace website. And also before that, on my Facebook, I hadn't gotten an inquiry since August 16th, right? I don't get a lot of inquiries through my Facebook page. I think people either click the contact button that takes them to my website on my fan page, but I don't really get inquiries through my Facebook page that much. So I would definitely have to say that yes, as a result of this experiment, I have gotten more inquiries. I think that's a no-brainer, right? Now, have I booked any of these? Okay, so if we're just going through Facebook and these inquiries via website form, I haven't booked any, which is sad, right? But I'm going to actually go through some statistics from August when I was a little more active, and it's going to show that about half of my website forms I do end up booking. And a few of those I'll even go over it. It's like later, because usually like I'm still playing phone tag from some of these inquiries, and they haven't called me back. So what I need to do is I just need to call them back. So so that's what's going to happen there. So no, I haven't gotten any bookings, but this is a really big thing. I also sent out that blog post, this one that got me all of those crazy people that clicked to my website. When I emailed that out to my email list of past clients, I got 2 bookings, and I reported in the last report that I had 1 and 1 I was playing phone tag with. Well, that second phone tag person booked a paid session fee, everything. And so they're on the books. So I think that was an important thing to be doing. Okay, so sadly, and I'll do like a post-mortem maybe in 2-3 weeks to see which of these people did end up booking. But I want to go back and I want to look at, I had a big jump in my website form on the August 29th, 24th, 22nd, and then I didn't have any again until August 4th. So there was another like 2-week gap there. So what was I doing towards the end of August? That's kind of and I didn't send out an email or anything. I know that for a fact. So towards the end of August, I think the big thing that happened, the 22nd through 29th, is this video. And this video, that's actually earlier in the month, so that kind of confuses me. And then what I did is I had this inside Butte, so that's kind of went through this old building, and I kind of showed people inside of it and whatnot. So now here I am. I'm actually looking at that week, the 22nd through the 28th, where I had a lot of inquiries, and when I'm looking, none of it's social, and I didn't have any social posts either. So it was organic search. So people were just Googling me back then. So that's kind of interesting. And it's showing 14 new users. So that's basically 14 new people who hadn't already viewed my website, I believe. So, but now I'm going to go ahead and search. I'm going to go ahead and search this last week here, week or two. And there's 12 sessions, most on the 28th, not sure why. So nothing was going on. So I literally was just getting organic search during that time period. But now I'm going to go through, okay, let's see, September, and let's say that's 12, right? 12 sessions total. We're going to do a 2-week period now, so we could pretend that's doubled to 24. So let's go to September 13th through, so there's our 2 weeks, right? Because there's 14 days there. Apply. I've had 80 sessions. That's huge, right? So that's a ton more people who are coming here. And this time, 40% is social. So now, sorry if I'm confusing you guys, I'm on Google Analytics right now. Prior to that, when I was showing you my analytics, it was my Squarespace, just the website analytics, which is just super easy to log in and use. This, for me, it's a little harder to figure out because there's so many things. But yeah, so there's just 40%, and there's 257 new users. So I guess I don't really know what a session is, but that's okay. So there's 257 new users total, and a lot of those are from social. Okay, so I would say if we're going new users, 257 is a lot better than, let's go through, let's just do, oops. Oh no, okay, so now I'm getting all confused here. We need to go, let's go here. So now we're in a 2-week period in August when I really wasn't posting very often, and I've got 30 sessions and 124 users. So, I mean, that's huge, right? That's crazy. And even though I did have those 4 inquiries and 3 Facebook messages, 2 of those, none of the Facebook messages booked, but Squarespace, 2 of the 4 actually booked. Me. So I think it's kind of a numbers game as far as I feel like a certain percentage of people who land on your Facebook page are going to click to your website. So the more traffic you can direct to your website, the better, because some people will click, some people won't, right? But if 1,000 people see your Facebook posts, and let's say 1 in 100 people click to your website, that's 10 clicks. Well, if only, and I'm not saying that's what it is. I think that actually sounds kind of high. But let's say only 100 people see your Facebook posts, and that would be 1 person that would click to your website. From there, a certain percentage of people are going to actually contact you. So then let's say there's 10% of those people that actually contact you. So that means when 100 people saw your post, 1 person clicked, probably that person would not send you a message. Versus the 1,000 people that saw it, 10 people clicked, maybe 1 of those people send you a message. And from there, let's say 25% of people actually book you when they send you a message. So, that means we would need 5,000 people to see your Facebook posts. Now, obviously, that's not necessarily exactly how it's going to work, right? I'm not saying one person's going to click to your website per 1,000 people at all, and that 10% of those are going to send you a message. There probably is a magic number for you, and I don't mean like a magic number. I mean there probably is a certain percent that over a year will click and will contact you and will book, but that's not going to be apparent like for a long time unless you track this. But I think the most important thing is just to make sure you're always putting your link up high so that people can actually see that link and will actually click to your website. It's important to put that up high so that people do click to your website. And that, yes, social media is important because right now, you know, it's, you know, I was getting a lot more organic search. Um, I was getting 80 sessions in the 2 weeks of August versus, let's go back to today. Okay, so we're going to 13th through. I am still, let's see. I am getting more, oops. Okay, I messed that up, guys. So right now, 64 sessions in organic search, 130 sessions in social media, right? So again, that's 64 organic, 130 130 social media. So I'm getting more social media. And now let me go back to August here again. A 2-week period. Okay, and that was 83 organic searches and 20, oops, sorry. So 83 organic, the color's changing as, so 83 organic, 22 social. So what that's telling me is that definitely my organic search has gone down, and I think a huge part of that is in the summer it's a lot of high school seniors and families, and then as you get into fall, the high school seniors have gotten their photos taken so that there's less organic search. That's just my hypothesis there. Um, and um, and so I need to actually work harder to get people to go to my website, if that makes sense. And I hope it does. So basically, in summary of this video, which is kind of a longer one, for me in my area, because senior photo season is such a short season, like they have to be in by the end of fall, I have to work harder to get people to my website through social media and that kind of thing in the fall than I do the summer. And part of that just might be the nature of my business. I've, for the last few years, focused more on seniors and less on families. And so I think people know me more for seniors than they do for family portraits, but those are the two big ones that I do. So part of it could be that. It really kind of depends on your own market and your own photography and that kind of thing. But I would definitely say that I was getting more inquiries, but I was also getting a lot more organic search when I stopped doing social media. Was also the time people also were not doing as many Google searches for photography as well. But once I started doing my Facebook and Instagram marketing, that went up. And Instagram hasn't been as good for me for actual inquiries as Facebook. So there's that. Okay, I hope that made sense. Please, if you're curious on any of this, pop me an email at lisa@photobacon.com. Just put in the subject line, question about your Facebook report, and then talk about what your question is, and I can even do a Q&A later on kind of answering a little bit about that. But I hope that's helpful, and I'm going to do a summary. I'm going to do one last video that's just a summary of everything after this.